If length of the second digit divided by the length of the fourth digit is lower than 0.9495 or around that, it means you are exposed to high prenatal testosterone. For a lot of people, the average is around 0.96, 0.97, and this varies by country and ethnicity. The other indicator is a larger nose. So if you have a larger volume and a nose and let's say bigger nostrils, that also correlates very strongly to high prenatal testosterone. This one is very interesting. There is something called as anogenital distance, which is measured by the anoscrotal distance. That is, from the center of anus, if you measure the length to the base of the scrotum, if that length is larger, then you are exposed to high prenatal testosterone. You have to understand that a combination of all three will more likely indicate that you had high exposure, but it is also very pertinent to understand that you may still have a small nose and have high prenatal testosterone. You may still have digits which are similar in length or slightly lower, but you still have lower testosterone, right? Now, these are kind of correlating factors, which means if you have one of it, it is likely that you are exposed to high prenatal testosterone. But if you have a low 2D to 4D ratio and a larger nose and nostrils, etc., and a V taper bunch of other factors and a larger anogenital distance, then the likelihood that you are exposed to high prenatal testosterone is higher. There is also an interesting aspect to it. People with these kind of exposures or high prenatal exposures also tend to have slightly higher than average penile length to the extent of almost more than an inch longer. So these are three physical or biological markers that kind of indicate that someone has a larger penile length and also is exposed to high prenatal testosterone. Let's also look how physically you can identify. A person with high exposure is also likely to have a V taper and slightly better muscle mass. Kind of, if you look at it, he finds it easier to build muscles. He's built for sudden speed, hunting, and explosive power. Right?